What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, one day bad news, another day bad news, but for the other side, right? Yeah, it seems like the direction that Microsoft is going is kind of being emulated, facsimilized. That's not a word. By someone else. Who's that? Who has always been copying? Let me think. Oh yeah, PlayStation. They're copying. Sony's copying. Guess what's coming out on Xbox? First party game from Sony. They published it. They paid for it. It's got their logo all over it. Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox. Boom. What is it? 26th of, is it June 26th? No, it's not June 26th. It's already July. July 26th? August 26th. I think it's August. Doesn't matter. 26. One of those 26s. Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox. Now, the thing about that is telling. It's an illustration of how all these duck unicorns and all these ponies out here, blah, blah, Sony's doing the way they should do this the right way, blah, blah, blah. And even their leadership is doubling down on that. Oh, yeah, we're going to just hold the games for 5 months, a year, 2 years, and then we'll release it. And I'm like, and then, see, here's the thing. Was it Arrowhead? I think it's the name of the studio or the publisher or whatever studio that made Helldivers 2. Sony owns the IP. They made the game. So they are not doing another game with, well, their next game will not be with Sony exclusively. It'll be multi-platform, right? And that's because they want to have total control. And they alluded that through a tweet saying, when you have total ownership of a game, paraphrasing, then you have total control of say-so of what's going on. You have total say-so. And basically implying that they did not, because Sony was publishing it and they wanted it everywhere. They wanted a wide release. Sony didn't because they're stupid. And they talking about exclusives, to sell PlayStations. Meanwhile, it sold better on PC. It's probably going to sell better on Xbox as opposed to PlayStation. I'm just saying. What did they sell? Like 7 million on PlayStation? No, wait, it's less than that. It had to be 5 million. Around 5 million because PC sold 7. I'm messing up the numbers. But anyway, the point is, exclusivity is dead. And all these donkey unicorns and ponies that are saying exclusive is valuable, blah, blah, blah. It used to be valuable, but now people, well, see, the thing is, what these donkey unicorns and ponies aren't looking at. They're not looking at the whole business and the changes in the business, the changes that are happening. It's not like Microsoft and other corporations and companies are just doing things because they feel like it. They see what's going on. And so what's going on right now is Gen X, and I was going to say lower, but we are the original. Gen X's and up to, I guess, Alpha are like, oh, consoles exclusive, blah, blah, blah. But after that, I would say Gen Alpha and whoever else is, Z and Alpha maybe. No, probably just Alpha and Omega. I don't even know who's past Alpha. Anyway, they don't care about exclusives. They just want to play the game. They got a phone in their pocket. Can't play it on my phone? All right, let's go. That's all they care. That's it. They don't care about exclusives. And so if Microsoft makes a device that's easy for them to carry around because they're on the move, and they can play everything, it's a wrap. And if PlayStation decides to keep it same, status quo, meaning exclusive, only exclusives on here, you can't play Steam on this box because we don't want you to play Steam on this. Look, everything that Microsoft is doing is antithetical to everything that Sony is doing, which is good because we don't want them to be doing exactly the same thing because it differentiates the products in the marketplace. So you say, well, I want a box that can do everything. Go get an Xbox. I want a box that can only do one thing real good. Go get a PlayStation, I guess. And that's contingent on if the games are actually good. So there's always that factor to throw in the calculus. But yeah, so Sony ain't got no games. They're giving all the games away. No more exclusives. Xbox is taking over PlayStation. They're taking over their marketplace. And now Sony's bent the knee and said, oh, we got to do that too. We had to put our first party games on Xbox too. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Man, this console war's brisk. Let's start rhyming like King. Like spoken word videos. I ain't got time. I do have time for that. I just don't have. My brain doesn't work that way. But anyway, that is the first. I mean, look, they already had a day and date on PC. They already had a day and date on another console. It's only a matter of time when they do it for Xbox. And the leadership at PlayStation, at Sony, are saying that that's what they're going to do. So the only people that are holding on to this old ass archaic way of thinking are the Donkey Unicorns and the Ponies. So anybody who says that kind of in that direction, in that vibe, if you will, like exclusives, that's what it is. It's all about. They're selling consoles. They're Donkey Unicorns and their Ponies because they don't see, or they refuse to see, the changing of the environment, the changing of the market. And meanwhile, Xbox is making moves. They doing this. They got all the tendrils out. They're making very smart business moves. And I'm like, they are covering most of the bases. They're like, yo, if you're a PC gamer, boom, we're good. If you're a console gamer, boom, we got you. If you somewhere in between, you like to fiddle faddle with the bliddle blattle, we got you too. Boom. If you're a console gamer who kind of want to be a PC gamer but don't want to deal with the PC-ness of PCs, we got you too. And that's what the next Xbox is gonna be. And then Donkey Unicorns and Ponies ain't gonna know what to say. They're gonna say, oh, well, the PlayStation 6 is better because it's bespoke hardware and they code to the metal and all, and that's a fallacy. You know, when they first said that, I said, yeah, that makes sense because the game is the console doesn't change, so they know the parameters. They only have to make one version, blah blah blah. And I thought about it. I was like, oh no, that's not true because they have to make PC versions. They gotta make Switch 2 versions. They gotta make all the different versions. So that might have been true for a brief moment in history, but no longer. It's all about PC. It's all about multi-plat. It's all about selling, putting your game wherever it can be. Regardless of whatever flag is flying on that boat. And that's what's up. That is the industry. The future of the industry is what it is. What Microsoft sees it as, and Sony doesn't see it yet, or they see it, but they're too stubborn and set in their ways to change, or they can't afford to change. I mean, I know that Sony sees it because they literally bought a whole studio to make PC ports. You in trouble when you're number one, right? You're the market leader, but you have to buy a studio to do PC ports. Huh? I thought you were the best. How come you can't handle the PC port yourself? I guess you're not the best. I guess you kind of suck. So Nixus is working overtime over there at PlayStation because they're the only ones. Weren't they working on a God of War multiplayer? One of them, they were working on one of those. And they're like, stop wasting your time. We have to port Helldivers on. No, I forgot who's it. Is Nixus? I think they are doing Helldivers for Xbox. You just love it, don't you? Love that fragrance, that Xbox fragrance coming over. You see the guys at the Helldivers, the Helldivers Dev Airheads. They're like, we need more troopers. I was like, huh? I was like, yeah, it's coming over. But anyway, I keep this one short today. But yeah, I mean, there's like other news that I didn't even mention. Like, there's like a bunch of lawsuits against PlayStation and Sony over in I think one is in Brazil, one is in Europe, I believe, like the Netherlands or something. And it's about their business practices. It's about their stores and how it's a monopoly and blah blah blah. And I'm like, nobody's saying nothing about that. Where's Lanos talking about that? He ain't talking about that because it doesn't fit his narrative. It doesn't make him right. So, whatever. But also, I wanted to mention, thank you for all the comments. I forgot who it was, but Aprish invited me for a debate, and I would, and I'm gonna keep that invite. I'm gonna put it in my back pocket. I'm gonna save it for later. I'm not gonna say no, but I'm not set up for doing any type of like streaming or anything like that. So until that gets rectified, then I can't do it. That's why I haven't done any streams. That's why I just do videos, because I used to do streams. I used to do a 2-hour show every Sunday. This was a while ago, but circumstances change, so I can't really do that. So I mean, if you want to go back and forth with videos, we could do that, of course. As I'll do one specific to you, but just for this one, I wanted to respond to what you said. Basically, it was this commenter said that we are basically two sides of the same coin, and I agree. And we were both Sega kids growing up. He went to PlayStation, I went Xbox, and I think what happened to me is that I took a break, and so if I hadn't taken a break, I might have went to PlayStation. Because back then I wasn't thinking like, oh, I hate Sony and all that stuff. I was just like disappointed that Dreamcast was done, right? But I took a break. I said, you know what, I'm done. Let me take a break, and I did. And so, and the thing about that is, like, when the PS2 came out, they had a bunch of remakes, Sega remakes, like the Sega, like Space Harrier, I think Outrun, Hang On. I don't remember if Hang On. Afterburner, I think, was a remake. It was a part of the Sega Ages line. They've been doing that for years, decades. Sega has, and I might have fell into that, but in retrospect, looking at those games, like years, like I guess it was during the 360 era, I look back and I said, oh yeah, those games, right? I looked at them, I was like, it was back when 3D wasn't the best. And so what they did, I was like, nah, it wasn't. I wasn't feeling it. Like the newer Sega 3D games, like Outrun 2, Outrun SP, all that stuff that was originally on Xbox. I think SP was, and then 360 got, I think, Outrun 2 or whatever. It's basically the same game. They just kind of updated it. That was dope. That's kind of the definitive evolution of Outrunners. I never liked, even though it was an arcade game, I never liked it because the feel was different. But and then Afterburner Climax, which I believe was an arcade game first. I think, I might be wrong, but I did see it in arcades. I was like, oh, okay, it's an arcade. And then I played it on Xbox first, and then I saw arcade. I was like, oh, okay. So it might be. I mean, I feel. Honestly, I feel. Oh, I think with the whole debate thing was it? I might be conflating two comments. But anyway, another comment, or maybe the same comment, was Expedition 33 wasn't the reason why Microsoft is thinking that way, as far as smaller teams more efficient and stuff like that. And then they said, because if it was, there would be more layoffs. And I'm like, are you paying attention? Because there are layoffs. There are literally more everybody's focused on Microsoft. What was it? There was like 3 other like companies, studios that had layoffs the same time, same day, or whatever, or like a couple of days before. So I'm like, and not like all Microsoft stuff. It's like other. But anyway, I appreciate it. And like I said, I appreciate the invitation. It's an open invitation. I'm gonna keep it open until I can get the streaming stuff set up, and then we'll see. But I mean, like I said, you can always comment. I'm always read them. I always do read them. I always give a thumb up, and we can converse. We can converse through that. I need to set up my Discord channel. I had Discord back in the day, and it's still there, but it's like, so I gotta probably redo it or whatever. There's many things I need to do. But anyway, I appreciate, and let me know in the comments below what you think about Helldivers 2 not being exclusive anymore. Sony going full third party. What do you think about that? It's crazy. It's crazy how this world works, right? Anyway, I appreciate, and I'll talk to y'all on the next one too.